Welcome, students. Today's lesson is on the periodic table of elements. Being able to read the periodic table, know the groups, the pairs, and have an understanding of valence electrons. So let's start with a table, organizing all the elements known to exist by atomic number and chemical properties. You'll notice that the background in the light blue are your metals. The orange are your metalloids. Non-metals would be the purple. So key to know, for the periodic table, your groups are the vertical columns on the periodic table. All elements in the same group have the same number of valence electrons. So for example, group 1 is going to have 1 valence electron. Group 2 going to have 2 valence electrons. We skipped the transition metals from 3 to 13, I should say. And then group 13 is 3 valence electrons. Group 14 is 4 valence electrons, and so on. Here's a visual of all the valence electrons being represented by the group numbers. Now you need to know the group names. So group 1 name is alkali metals, most reactive metals. Note, for metals, the reactivity increases as you move down the group. Group 2, alkaline earth metals. Group 3, rare earth metals. Groups 3 to 12 are called transition metals. Group 17, halogens. Halogens are the most reactive nonmetals. Key to note, for nonmetals, the reactivity decreases as you move down the group. And then group 18, your noble gases. Non-reactive elements due to already being chemical stable. So that's key to note. Your noble gases in group 18 are non-reactive elements, and they are already chemically stable. Here's a visual of the periodic table with all the names of the groups. So the periodic table has periods. The horizontal rows on the period table, all elements in the same period are going to have the same number of energy levels in their electron cloud. Electron clouds are broken down into shells or energy levels that each hold a certain number of electrons. Level 1, the Mexican hold is 2 electrons. Level 2, the Mexican hold is 8 electrons. Level 3 and 4, for our purposes only, level 3 can hold up to 8 electrons, and then level 4 can hold up to 18 electrons. All right, we have a series of formative assessment questions. You have about 3 questions to answer. Next, we have the periodic table energy levels. So because we know about periods and they run from left to right, if you're in period 1, you're only going to have 1 energy level. If you're in period 2, you're only going to have 2 energy levels. If you're in period 3, you're only going to have 3 energy levels, and so on, all the way down to period number 7. Now, the atomic structure in the periodic table. An element's location on the periodic table informs us about the atom's structure. So example, let's take magnesium. Magnesium is found in group 2, so therefore magnesium has 2 valence electrons. Magnesium is found to be in period 3, therefore it has 3 energy levels. Classification of elements. All elements on the periodic table can be classified as metals, non-metals, or metalloids. Metals are shiny, silvery solids. They're good conductors of heat and electricity. They're located to the left of the metalloids. Next classification, non-metals. They're gases or dull brittle solids, poor conductors. They're located to the right of the metalloid with the exception of hydrogen. And the third classification of elements is metalloids. So metalloids are solids, semiconductors, physical properties like a metal, and they have chemical properties like nonmetals. This concludes our introduction on periodic table. The last session at the end, I'm going to ask you to draw a circle around each of the three main groups, the metals, metalloids, and nonmetals. So I want you to show me the classification. So where are the metals found? Where are the metalloids found? And then where are the nonmetals? Again, you're drawing a circle around each of the three main groups of the periodic table. Thank you. The end. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions.